So, very good afternoon, students. Today we will be taking up internal security. So, as we understand, India as a country has very diabolical neighbors. We have a very contradictory situation here. Let's see on the map of India. We'll quickly draw one just to make you understand. See, this is the north. In the northeast region, we have seen insurgency problem right from the time of we got independent. In this region, which was previously known as Nepal, now we known as the state of Arunachal Pradesh, and Assam, which forms a major part of the northeast region, it was infested with the insurgency by ULFA, United Liberation Front of Assam, independent. That's Ranjan Dayamari faction. We have another faction here, NDFB, that is National Democratic Front of Bodoland. So what the issue here is, in northeast, the major problems that we have been facing since independence, number one, we can say cultural consciousness. They have a unique culture, unique practices. For example, the headhunters of Naga headhunters. So what happened over the period of time, the development did not reach to the grassroots levels in the northeast. Secondly, we have development deficit. That is also one major problem. Also, we see in the northeast, there is this golden triangle. That is Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand. So what happens here? So let's give a context here. At the same time, we have a golden crescent in the northwest along our western borders, northwestern frontier. So Iran, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. Now Afghanistan is the biggest producer of opium. So what happens? So this becomes a great challenge for us. So we have infiltration, we have cross-border terrorism from this side, we have drug trade coming in, the use of drones. Recently you must have seen the use of drones in Jammu, in Samba sector, where a lot of drugs and arms have been dropped. Similarly, after Afghanistan, we have Myanmar. Myanmar is the second largest producer of opium in the region. So the problem in the northeast, these insurgent groups in the early 1960s and 70s, the problem was these were supported by China, they were supported from Bangladesh and Myanmar. Plus the porous border, the around 4,000 kilometer long border here is mostly porous. So it allows easy access for drug trade, arms cartelization. At the same time, we can see here that in Meghalaya, we have this Doki axis, and in Manipur. So these are the two major infiltration points. So what it has done, it has presented a serious problem. Now currently you are seeing in Manipur, there is a Kuki-Naga conflict. So recently the Chief Minister has also addressed about the problem of foreign hand. So we cannot rule out, but at the same time, there has to be a very calibrated approach for addressing the genuine concerns of the people. So this is, I'm giving you a brief or rough idea about the northeastern security challenges. Now let's come to the eastern frontier. Now you have seen, there is a small village in West Bengal touching Bhutan, known as Naxalbari. So what happened in early 1950s and 60s, under the leadership of Charu Majumdar, a movement was started because of the lack of development in these regions, which later came to be known as Naxalism, or currently we call it as left-wing extremism, right? So what happens is, later on, there have been 3 to 4 phases of this movement, starting 1960s to 70s, 73, then 1975 onwards to 1994, and the latest phase from 2004 to 2015. So Charu Majumdar, he channelized the Marxist movement, this Naxalist movement, under CPI-ML, Marxist-Leninist. In 2011, so we could see that around 100 districts were infested in around 10 states from this left-wing extremism. And currently, a recent report by Ministry of Home Affairs has addressed that it has been reduced to around 38 districts. So there has been a marked reduction. So let us also try to understand which are the major areas that are impacted and what are the dynamics, key dynamics in this left-wing extremism. So you must have read in geography, this area known as Dandakarnya. Right. So this straddles around 3 to 4 states. That is Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, then we have Chhattisgarh, and some part of West Bengal and Jharkhand. So the problem here is, this is a heavily forested area, number one. Number two, it is across in the adjoining area of many states, bordering area of many states. So that also creates a problem because no state, this interstate coordination is missing. At the same time, the Maoists, the Naxalists, they are launching these TCOC operations, right? So this multi-pronged challenge requires a strategy that is also multi-pronged. So accordingly, the government, it has, I will try it here if it's visible. Yeah. Government, if we take it as a core area of left-wing extremism, this is dealt with the approach of bullet for bullet. Right. After that, we have the sympathizers. So this one is those people who are not actively involved in the violent activities, but they are sympathizer towards. So for them, we have to use the approaches like PISA, 1996, the Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act for their rights. And the other one, that is standby people, which right now have no affiliation, but they can be easily motivated and they can be brought into the mainstream. For them, we have the WHAM approach, WHAM, that is winning hearts and minds. Right. So basically, the challenge here is, we have explained now. Now what if you go to the northwest region, we have this point NJ9842. This is where Siachen starts and India's control over, when India took over in 1980s, right? And this is again, we have seen Galwan intrusion here, Dolok Beg Goldi, Doklam incident here, and obviously we have Sir Creek here and other issues, consistent cross-border infiltration by Pakistan. So despite our efforts, the challenges still remain. We have recently seen the killing of 3 top security officers of the Indian Army and the Jammu and Kashmir Police. So what we need to do is, the government has taken multiple steps, particularly after the 2008 26/11 attacks. Multi-agency center was established, MAC, multi-agency center. So because of this, what happened? The cross-agency coordination was missing. So what it does is, Intelligence Bureau, the Research and Analysis Wing, the State Police, the Marine Patrols, that is the Coast Guard, the Navy, and the other border police stations, coastal police stations. We have around, I think, 120 something right now. So these cross-sectoral connections rather than these agencies working in silos. I think that is what is required for an overall better security architecture. So I believe this is just a brief overview of our internal security challenges that we are facing in the Northeast region, in the left-wing extremism, and in the Northwest region. Apart from this, we also face challenges here, piracy challenges, piracy attacks. We had this 2111 attack also, and since we have these sea lines of communication across the Malacca Strait, so the strategic presence of Andaman and Nicobar Islands here allows us to control Chinese dominance in the Indo-Pacific. As we as a country are trying to be the voice of the global south, so what it requires is we need our internal security is closely hinged to overall international security as well. So this maritime security, these inland security, as well as cross-border intrusions, drug cartelization, as well as organized crime, all these things are not unrelated. These are closely related, and if we want to resolve one issue, definitely it has to be a very, very comprehensive approach through which we can solve. So thank you.